It's the Cummins Real Estate Group show with the one and only Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Happy New Year, Michele.
Happy New Year to you, Curtis, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Can't believe it's 2021. At least 2020 is finally behind us.
Exactly, and it's kind of, life goes by fast. Your days go by fast. The older you get, it seems like your days are shorter and shorter and shorter, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're quiet time, on vacation, you're working, you're not. It just seems like the older you get, the faster every moment goes by, and you can't buy time. I mean, time is so important. So even though I'm happy, and we're happy 2020 is behind us, the numbers, it's funny. You know, our episode today is episode 112, and the date is 01/02/2021. It's like all these ones and twos. And
sounds like we're in some kind of binary language here.
It was kind of neat. And did you see the Star of Bethlehem? That was like a week. It was near Christmas, actually, but it was like the first time, or it doesn't come out very often. And it was cloudy where I was, so I wasn't able to see it till the following day. But by then, they were separated, so it wasn't as bright. But did you get to see it?
No, I did not. No, I was, my wife kept me pretty busy because, our real estate agent found us a house, so we have to pack.
Yes, and that's coming up shortly.
It is. It's coming up real fast. So Christmas morning was good for you at the Casa de Cummins?
Yes, it was. And talking about boxing up your stuff in order to move, Boxing Day, thanks for the day off. We haven't been able to talk about Christmas, really. This is our first time chatting since.
Well, I figured you work about 363 days a year. We got to give you one day off.
That was really nice. Thanks. I just fell into all of our boxes in the living room. It was a lot of fun, and it was really relaxing. And it really enjoyed it. What was something special or something memorable that you got or that you got to give this year?
Well, actually, I thought my boys actually came through. They were really thinking and got something actually quite nice for me and Kelly because they go, okay, we've got this hot tub at the new house. Let's get mom and dad, like a matching, those Yeti cups, so they can go out there and have a beverage in the hot tub and not break a glass or anything like that. So they actually put a lot of thought into it, and it was something for the new house. And so now we have matching Yeti glasses for the hot tub to enjoy sangria Sundays or whatnot.
Sweetness. Very, very nice and thoughtful.
Yeah, the boys actually came through in a big way. I was surprised too.
Wow, because that takes time and thought, and that's so cool.
And something that they don't usually do a lot of either. So
that is so great, and how perfect, like you said, for the new place.
Yeah, and we did get the kids got some nice gifts this year. We did get we got Dylan a new guitar. He's got a Jazzmaster guitar that he really wanted. Cody's got an Apple Watch, so he doesn't have to even look at his phone now because he's getting lazier. And Cassidy got a gigantic beanbag chair that we found at Costco that is about 4 times the size of a normal beanbag chair.
Oh, those are so relaxing to read a book or play a game on your phone or whatnot.
Yeah, so she's got that for the new house, for the new bedroom. Yeah. She's all set up.
Oh, that's so great.
What about you? What did you find under the tree this year?
Oh my gosh, I was spoiled.
Diamonds?
No, not quite, even though it's a girl's best friend. I've got board games. I love games. I got a couple books. So now I love reading, so now I'm able to check off a couple more of I have all my notes on my iPhone, just a list of books. It's an amazing list, and so I get to check off a couple more. But the most memorable gift I got was this rock tumbler. And I didn't even know they made these, but it means so much to me that Richard got this off of Craigslist because, how do you find, it was kind of a last-minute thing. I'm like, you know what I would really like? Because his brother-in-law made me think of it when he was talking to me about it because so Jackie, my sister-in-law, she finds these cool rocks, she brings them home, and then she ends up painting, like she sees something in the rock and then she'll paint on it. And I used to do that with my grandfather growing up. Whenever I visited him on the weekends, him and my grandma, we go bike riding and we find rocks, we go back and we paint them together. So on the Oregon coast where our beach house is, and which we haven't been to in over a year, I can't believe it, but there's agates all along the Oregon coast, especially Tillamook Beach, like the 7-8 miles of sandy beach, and there's all these agates. But with a rock tumbler, it can shine up and it can clean up and it can smooth out any rock. So really cool. And I love rocks, earth and just nature. And so I'm really excited about that. I haven't used it yet, but I got this metal detector, if you remember, a couple birthdays ago. So it'll be fun because, neat special rocks or whatever I find, I'll be able to tumble them and clean them up.
That is very cool. I had a rock tumbler when I was a kid. I mean, that was a big thing back in the 70s and 80s.
Cool.
And now I guess I didn't know they still made them. That's kind of cool.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, and then I got, my awesome trustworthy trusted assistant, Andrew. He got me this cool big book of Dolly Parton. It's this large biography, and it's amazing, and it's gigantic, and it's awesome.
Oh, that is very cool. Yeah, I got a couple books too. One from my mother-in-law got me a cool book about world's dumbest criminals.
Okay, I didn't know they made a book about that.
That's do, funny. And then I actually bought myself a gift in advance when I was Christmas shopping one day because I figured nobody would think to buy it for me, and I bought the new Matthew McConaughey book.
Oh, let me know how that is. So it's a biography about him? It's
kind of a memoir of his. So, needless to say, as you read it, it sounds like Matthew McConaughey speaking.
Oh, funny. I guess that's what the Dolly Parton is, because it's kind of her doing it. But then, yeah, so I guess it's more of that. But that's cool.
Yeah, because, Matthew McConaughey is this kind of, hippie Texan, philosopher. It's kind of fun. It's been a fun read so far.
So, talking about New Year's and New Year's resolutions and this memoirs, and there's got to be one, you've got to do one on your life one day, hey, Curtis?
Well, it would be a good sleep aid for people.
Seriously. Oh, my gosh. You definitely need to do one.
I don't know if there'd be a lot of interest, but yeah, maybe one day I do have some good stories, that I'm sure that people would enjoy reading certain stories, but yeah, maybe one day.
Oh, and all of your interviews that you've done and taking it from your personal viewpoint and this being your personal book and looking into your life and your experiences, and oh my gosh, you would have so much to share and so much to offer people, and people would so want to hear it.
Maybe one day. When you write your book about being a rock star realtor, I'll write mine about being a DJ.
I'll have diamonds all over my cover.
So have you got a New Year's resolution all planned this year?
Well, personally, I'm looking back at the last year and seeing how I can just improve myself personally, my business, being a better friend, being a better wife, being a better sister, being a better child, but always wanting to improve and what can I have done better. And so that's sort of what I like to have a look at my life and see where I need to change and really focus on adding new goals that are written down. Oh, I love writing things down really cements it into your brain, and reviewing the successes of last year as well, and in the last few years, and looking ahead and seeing how some of the goals may have changed or improved. And still I want horses one day. I've got my fences already. So maybe next year, the year after. But yes. And then, oh my gosh, my walk-in closet, I still have to do. That's been a goal for 3 years. And so, I've got goals, and I love goals because, in lists, you can check them off and get them done. But I'll be able to free up my loft so I can make it into the library that I really want, and put my chessboard table game in there and a couple of relaxing chairs. And I got this really cool drink cart that's a replica of the BC commuter train that used to take folks from Vancouver to Whistler back in the early 1900s. It is the coolest thing.
Cool.
And yeah, and it looks like a train. It's a train cart, and so it'd be kind of neat. Put some, I don't know, Scotch glasses or whatever on there. So when I read, all I need is now a pipe.
You can have your morning Christmas coffee up there.
Yes, I'm on my second one right now of the second day of January, and it's delicious.
Very good.
Yeah, and then work, I was thinking probably I was just interviewed actually this last week from my owner-broker of our 5 RE/MAX Little Oak offices. Ray Yankena is his name, and he's got stories and history himself in his life and what he's doing and has done. But anyways, for their Little Oak Weekly podcast that they have regarding sharing my business plan for 2021. And it's very exciting when you really have a passion for your life and you create goals and dreams. And when you're excited about executing a plan to reach them, it makes all the difference in the world. And you can really do anything you want in this world, absolutely anything, no matter where you come from or came from, who you are, what you have, it doesn't matter. When I came to Canada, I literally had less than $25 in my bank account. I think it was $21 and something cents. And I've been down to $7 in my account. That's it, $7 to my name, while at the same time being thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And I've been there, and I know what it's like to be struggling and tears every day and not knowing what to do or where you're going to go or what's going to happen. And what really helped me get through that is my faith, my belief, my trust, and hard work. So having goals, and that helped because it kept me focused. It made me just look ahead and, discipline and being willing to do what it takes. And that's a big slogan of mine, is do what it takes. And that's where the hard work comes in. Yeah. So I just very happy with progress and just keeping those goals and keeping disciplined, and it makes all the difference, and keeping good people around you and caring and not becoming hard-hearted, but keep, like, I just watched the other day The Grinch, right? And the Grinch, keeping his heart small or whatever, and then all of a sudden it grew 3 times bigger or whatever. Don't be shy to be very heartfelt and grow your heart 3 times bigger.
That's right. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these 3 is love, right?
That's right. Yeah, amen.
Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to move the show to Sunday if we keep preaching here.
That's right. Well, we're close to it.
Well, looking at the clock here, I think we have to call a day on the first segment, but we'll be back in just a minute. But if people want more information about what you do as a realtor, what can they do? MichelleCummins.ca. And we're back with more right after this. Number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show, the first one of the new year in 2021, and we now know about Michelle's New Year's resolutions, but what we don't know is about the 2021 forecast. I understand you have that real estate forecast.
Yes, I do, and I wanted to share it because, what's the perfect show today to share the outlook for 2021 in the Fraser Valley and beyond. But
well, I really want to know, because did I sell too soon and buy too soon, or was I right?
No, you didn't. You did really, really good, especially because where you sold and where you bought. So,
gotcha.
Exactly. I read I read a magazine called Canadian Real Estate Wealth, and they have this annual edition. It's actually Canada's #1 real estate investment magazine. And I am a realtor, but I'm also an investor. So I really, really like this magazine. And they come out with this annual one at the end of every year, projecting the real estate for the following year. And as they point out, all things are in growth mode, really. So for 2021, employment rate is going to be up. They're projecting it. And the GDP is going to be up, but unemployment is going to be down. So that unemployment, right? So that's really, really good. They also pointed out that the Bank of Canada announced that it will likely keep its overnight rate at 0.25% until 2023. And when they met in December, that was very true. They kept it there. So it looks and it appears, and what economists are saying, that the market, albeit slower growth than it has in the third and fourth quarter of 2020, is still going to be a slow growth this year, I should say, and next year even. So they say that the economy is entering into a recuperation phase, and it expects a slower rate of growth through the first quarter of 2021, as I said, not like we've seen since July, a huge fast growth, but it will be still a slow growth. So a very good place to invest is in the Fraser Valley and Greater Vancouver areas. Still, and I did a whole thing on my social media, Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn and whatnot this last week about, is buying a condo still a smart choice? Well, I just closed on an investment condo in the downtown Abbotsford area on Christmas Eve, and I just put together an accepted offer on a pre-construction condo myself for another investment that will close this coming year. So yes, I mean, even I'm investing in it. So when people think, condos and, the market shift of people moving out on the rural and having bigger and, it doesn't mean the condo market is going to die and everyone's going to move out of condos. So anyways, I have a big report on that, on my social media, but so it's a great time still and always a good place to invest, is our area in real estate, especially. So the big six banks thinks Canadian real estate prices will move slower as well. So that's another report in recovery than in recession. CIBC's risk models show they anticipate a lower rate of home price growth over the next year. Even though they see things slowing down, they generally don't expect prices to fall. So keep all that in mind. For those that need some advice and help and further deeper information, I've got on my website under blogs a guide to everything you need to know about home ownership costs. So a lot of people, you think of the process and the cost to purchase real estate, but what are the costs of home ownership overall? So hopefully that will help people. If anybody wants that, that's a free download on my website. And last week I had a great conversation with a friend and colleague of mine in Texas. I love Texas, and I love
Was it Chip?
No, it wasn't Chip last week.
Okay, because I'm still waiting for Chip and Joanne to come on the show with us.
I think they're thinking because they've been, launching, preparing for their launch of their Magnolia Network. But the rumor has it that they plan on giving us a call early this year, and it might be as early as in the next few shows. We'll see, because that's what the saying is. So actually, Ron Brown is my realtor and friend, and he's with their real estate company, Magnolia Realty, and he's out of Fort Worth, Texas. And the market has been crazy busy for everyone, even there, since July. I mean, it's kind of crazy everywhere, the U.S., Canada. It's really, really interesting. So even Texas. But I know one of the best places to invest right now in the United States is actually Dallas and Fort Worth areas of Texas. So that's why I wanted to mention Ron on the show, because if anybody's thinking of making an investment in the U.S. or anything like that, I mean, that area in Texas is one of the hot places, great places to invest in, and what an awesome place to own a property. So contact me if you want to. I'd love to connect you with Ron. He's an amazing person, amazing guy. He will really help you out and make sure that everything you need, wise, good, and solid choice is made. And
it's amazing, though, because you talk about Texas, and I watch Fixer Upper with my wife because it's one that we both agree on, and I'm amazed at how reasonable real estate is in Texas.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, and it's not reasonable because of the area is not nice. Like most of these areas, and they're amazing places. Some
of the houses they buy for $300,000, they're $900,000 homes here.
Exactly.
Even with the exchange rate, you can't go wrong if you were able to get a job there and things like that.
So true. And I mean, if you look at it, the Airbnbs down there, I mean, that's a great vacation spot for people. So if you had a place that you can go to, but also have somebody there like Ron set you up with all the right people, right? Have your team, have your group there, and do some Airbnbs or do some BRRRRs. So you buy, renovate, refinance, and you rent out. So there's some great opportunities there. And then you always have a place that you can go to. It could be your retirement plan or whatnot. I mean, that's something for me because I'm independent, right? I don't have a job that I have any kind of retirement in the future. I do not have a retirement. I don't have income unless I create it for my retirement. So I have a plan, and you know, that's something that you can do even if you do have something, because, you know, don't rely on something that you may not have, or maybe you want to retire early. But yeah, that's a great place. I definitely suggest visiting when you can.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, when it comes to investment properties, I mean, you might start get stuck in the idea you have to have that nearby, locally, somewhere where you can keep an eye on or monitor. But if you've got the right people in place and you want to buy in Dallas, Fort Worth, you know what? There is that ability to do so.
It's true. You know, this world isn't as big as we think it is, but you can't keep so small-minded to keep just focused in your one little area. If there's amazing opportunities in other areas, which there are, different opportunities, here we're known for our equity growth, and our rental rates are great. But, you know, other areas, there's some great opportunities where you can buy in and really have great, amazing cash flow and future to, you know. So, yeah, I mean, population too, right? So what you can get in the States, even with the exchange rate, and what you can get here, it's just different, right? So getting that portfolio to be flexible and, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I tell you, real estate, there's, you know, as I've always said, and those who listen to the show all the time know that there's more wealth in real estate than anything else. It doesn't matter if it's stocks or whatever. There's more security and wealth in real estate. So
especially in this area of the country for that reason, right? Because of the climate and everything else, and I guess also when it comes down to, you know, how much stock we have, because there isn't a ton of real estate out there in this area to meet demand, right?
That's right. The listings are all-time low. I haven't been this low in listings for years, because they keep on selling so quickly. Mm-hmm. So moving into that, I've got a new listing that just came up on New Year's, and it is gorgeous. I've got the video and the photos and the floor plan and everything. This place is so beautiful, and love it. So it's a brand, it's actually... it's still under new home warranty. It's in the popular area of East Abbotsford location, and it's a large, almost 3,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom townhouse in Eagles Gate. Like, when you get that size of a townhouse, like, this is like living in a detached home, and it is in the best location of Eagles Gate. It's got green space, not only in the front of it, so when you're looking out all the windows in the front of the house, upstairs through the bedrooms, everywhere, it's green space. And the back green space, it's just trees. It's private. It's literally a great location. It's unit 29 in Eagles Gate, and it's priced at $748,800, and it's got air conditioning. It's got all the bells and whistles, new designer lights, a speckled floor, double side-by-side garage, and a third parking stall in front where you can park in front of your garage. So it is really fantastic. So, and I wanted to say, if you have a property out there, friends, if you have a property you would like or you would sell, if somebody offered to buy it, but you didn't want to be hassled to go through the whole prepping your house for sale, prepping your property, getting it all ready, getting it listed with an agent, having it show ready all the time and having to show it, and then having all those hundreds of people through the home. If you're one that just doesn't want to have to go through that, then contact me, please, because I have the buyers. I have a few buyers who are having a very hard time. We're having a hard time finding the home of their dreams, and I know what they want, and I'm looking out for it. And so that's my call out today, is if you are that person, then let me know what you have and what it is, and I'll let you know if I have a match for it. So I like setting up a bride, like a bride and groom. Like, I love being a matchmaker for people in their dream house.
Well, I remember when we were going through the process, at one point, my wife said, said to you, well, I don't know, what if we can't find a place? And you're like, tell me the neighborhood you want to live in, and I'll knock on doors.
Exactly, yes.
And after you left, she looked at me and she went, was she really going to go knock on doors? I go, she will.
You know me.
Well, so I know you've talked about that before, when there's been couples that have wanted places in certain areas. You're like, all right, well, let me go find out if anybody wants to sell.
It's like that's why I think I love board games and games so much. It's very competitive, and it's like you have to get to the finish line, and that finish line is finding that dream home for my clients. So it's like I've got to get it. I've got to find it. And you can't just rely on the MLS system.
Nope. Sometimes you have to go out and dig around a little bit and get in the trenches, right?
Sometimes you do, yeah. You can't be afraid to get dirty, right?
Absolutely.
So I've got a quote again, of course, before we say goodbye to everyone. And the quote is, believe it can be done. When you believe something can be done, really believe, your mind will find the ways to do it. Believing the solution paves the way to solution. And this is David Schwartz, The Magic of Thinking Big. And one of my quotes that I said earlier in the show is slogans, quotes, what you want to call it, is do what it takes. And it literally means do whatever it takes. And when I put that mindset into my life, my brain all of a sudden came up with the solutions, not instantly sometimes, but you just kept on believing, like, what will it take? What will it take? And just keeping your mind and yourself open to, in your mind all of a sudden, our minds are amazing muscles and brilliant that we don't trust enough in a lot of times. And so just do what it takes. Your brain will tell you what that means. And if it's hard work, you just got to do it. But your brain will come up with a solution.
You know what? It's funny because one of my favorite quotes I like to throw at the kids at hockey is an old Wayne Gretzky quote. And it's, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. And how many thousands of decisions, even little decisions, do we make every day, which causes the butterfly effect in our lives of what's going to happen? And do it. Yes. Take those shots. Try it. Don't be afraid to miss it. Don't be afraid to fall off the horse, whatever, right?
Absolutely. Well, if people want more information about falling off of horses, I'm sure you can help them with that too. Where do they have to go?
MichelleCummins.ca.
And once again, join us again next week when once again we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.